By now you've probably heard about the data breach at the credit bureau Experian. Now this breach wasn't quite as big, I think, as we initially thought. It was our names and contact details, which, while alarming that those have been handed out to some person, it's pretty much a list that you can buy from most providers of our services. Let's be honest, our contact details are out there everywhere. But for me, it really highlights this issue of what information is actually available to scamsters. Last year, I wrote a piece about a credit breach that nobody even made headlines. 18 million people's data was compromised. And what we found there, for example, was that people suddenly discovered that they had 3 cell phone contracts that they didn't know about. And the first thing they heard about it was when MTN and Telkom, in this case, contacted them saying you haven't paid for your contract. And the person said, well, I never took those out. And now I had to go through the whole process of proving ID theft. So ID theft is when somebody assumes your identity and actually opens up credit accounts in your name. The other one that's very concerning as well, once they have this information, is that they can pretend to be a service provider, like your bank. So somebody will phone you and they'll pretend to be from your bank, and they will say, we see a suspicious transaction about to go through on your account for 10,000 Rand. Is this you? And you go, oh, no, that's not me. And they say, okay, no problem, I can stop it. Let me just verify you. Now remember, they have enough information that they've stolen from the credit bureau data to pretend to be your bank. So they can say you live at this address, you used to live at that address, you have an account with perhaps Trueworths, and we're just confirming this is you. And you're thinking, well, they have this information, it must be my bank. And then at the critical point, they say, oh, my system's just gone down. I need your banking details. Could you give me your banking details? Because as soon as my system's back up again, I can type in your banking details and reverse this. And what has happened, of course, is you've gone into panic. So your brain is sort of not thinking. You're just thinking, I need to stop this transaction. And you're not thinking, is this possible fraud? So have just one rule. If somebody contacts you and wants you to give your banking details over the phone, you phone them back. Say, you know what? I will phone back. And you put down the phone and you don't phone them the number they give you. You go and look up your bank's telephone number, whichever department they claim to be from, and you phone them back. That's really, really important. And the other thing to do is to go and check your credit records. You can get them for free from your credit bureaus once a year. If there's any unusual activity there, any unusual inquiries, investigate that. And also at the moment, both Experian and TransUnion are giving 6 months free alert systems. So you can go on and actually request that alert system so that you are alerted every time somebody does an inquiry onto any of your, or any credit inquiries on your credit bureau record. So that, I think, is the best thing to do. But really, remember, do not click on any links that come in emails or SMSs. That's another one that's just an absolutely no-no. Protect your information.